Hey, welcome. Sorry for delaying getting started. I decided I was going to do something a little different this time. So, hello and welcome to yet another. I don't know why I'm doing it so late this time. Late night unboxing. I did get this a couple of days ago. It's been sitting unopened, tape still sealed, on my couch for a couple of days. I just have not been in the mood to do an unboxing. Now I've been in the mood, so here I am. Want to do something a little different. This month's box is, as you can see, Spider-Man Homecoming. And we'll go through the regular, kind of the rigmarole that I usually do about this box in a bit. But I want to take and show off, because this, as with pretty much every time that that these come out, as you can see, not available anymore as a straight order for the Collector Core. So if you were to take and go to collectorcore.com and order and subscribe, you could get this, but you also have to get the next one. You can't get this one just right now. But I wanted to show off something that you can get from Spider-Man Homecoming, because there is a whole line from the upcoming movie. It comes out on the 7th? Yeah, the 7th. I'm going to go see it on the evening of the 6th. I've already got my tickets for the IMAX. But we're going to take it. I'm going to show you a couple of pops that part of my collection that I haven't found display space for, but I think I've got the entire set. I have the entire set plus some. So we're going to start off with everybody's favorite web slinger in just his day-to-day street clothes. Interesting thing, on his shirt, it's supposed to be Midtown School of Science and Technology, but his shirt on the pop reads Midway School of Science and Technology. I'm not sure why the reference to that, why they did that, but since you can't really read it here, my lighting's not that good. But what's cool is, and this is one of those things that you've got to take your pops out of the box. They're made to be taken out of the box and displayed out of. I know I'm harping on stuff that really doesn't matter, but if you look, you can see in his backpack, and this is a detail. That's all you're going to see with him in the box. You might see that because that's the side that faces the side window on the box, but you're never going to see, if you keep him in the box, that the glove or his Spider-Man suit is peeking out of his backpack. So there are a lot of little details that you miss. And I know you're here for the unboxing, but I'm trying something a little different. Because these are pops that you're still going to be able to get without having to buy something sight unseen. And this one is I'm going to start out with the commons, and I'm going to go in with some of the location exclusives. I didn't bother getting the GameStop Vulture because the only difference with him was that it glows in the dark. Then we have everybody's favorite, out of his tin can, genius billionaire philanthropist, Tony Stark, with his cat T-shirt. Yeah, it's Tony. I think this is one of the first times that there's been just a Tony Stark. There's been ones with him like outside with like that off the helmet of his Iron Man suit, where he's got the Tony face, but it's still in the Iron Man body. This one's actually just Tony, because I don't even think for Civil War that they did a Tony that was like just him in the suit. I think that even the Civil War one, because I've got several of Civil War. I think the only ones for that were still him suit. Let's see. Then we've got, since we are looking at the, well, a couple of these. I'm leaving the store exclusives on the floor for the moment. Then we have, and this is the suit, really iconic. And what we know a little bit. We know that and I got some spoilers for you. Tony takes away Peter's Spidey suit after the Staten Island ferry thing. This is the Spidey suit that we know and love from Civil War. A little bit different. This one's got some tweaks to it. There he is. But then, because we know that he gets it taken away, we know that he goes back to. Back in the box. He goes back to his original suit that we saw very, very, very briefly in Civil War. This homemade Spider-Man suit. It's the hoodie, the mask, and the welding goggles. Blue pants, blue wrestling boots, gloves, and web shooters. I kind of dig that. I like it. It's I'm gonna do this. This is what I got. I gotta scavenge this stuff. My aunt can't know that I'm Spider-Man. I gotta keep it from my friends. Gotta keep it from my family. Oh God, I let Uncle Ben get killed. Which we're not getting that in this movie, or at least I hope not, because we don't need another Spidey origin. And then we have the Michael Keaton villain character, the Vulture. And I really dig, one, the way this pop looks, and the way that the character looks. I like that they figured out how to make him work without being goofy, because he's a little goofy in the comic books, I'll be honest with you. So, those are all pops. Those are all the commons, the normal pops. You should be able to go to your local pop seller and pick up any one of those that I've just shown. Got two more before we get into the actual box. And the ones that are in the actual box, there's one in the box, and we'll get into that. But these ones might be going to be a little harder to find. This one is a Hot Topic exclusive. And as you can see, it's Peter in the Spider-Man suit, but without his masks. So it's Peter in the normal, like, Civil War-esque Spidey suit, but with the Peter Parker head. And that's how a lot of the exclusives are for particularly these, where we're going to take a head that we have on one and slap it onto another one. And that's the way both of these exclusives are, but they do give you a kind of a different view of the character and a different way to display things if you want. And then this one, I personally find that these tend to be some of the more difficult ones to get a hold of. This one is actually the Walmart exclusive, and they tend to be a little more difficult. Because Walmart just doesn't do a good job of stocking pops. They carry them, they get exclusives. But then what happens is, some of them, they order way too many of, and then they're like, oh, people don't want these, so we're not going to, we've already got the contract for these exclusives, but we're not going to order as many of them. And then, the one that they ordered way too many of is not popular, and the one that is popular, they didn't bother with. But this one, the Walmart exclusive, which, again, this one may or may not, your mileage may vary on being able to get a hold of this easily. Like I said, the first five that I showed you are going to be the easy to get a hold of ones, the commons, as they're called. And then but the Walmart one is him in a homemade suit, but without masks. I'm trying to get used to. So it's the Peter Parker head on the homemade suit, which I kind of dig. I really wish I could get a hold of. I really wish that there was a company that made the hoodie from the homemade suit. I know it's a red hoodie with blue sleeves and the Spider-Man logo, but I think it'd be kind of a cool thing to have. I am a Spider-Man fan, not like a huge, like, in-depth one, but so now that we've gone through those, we're gonna go back to this bad boy. What are we here for? The main reason why we're here is to unbox the June Marvel Collector Corps theme of Spider-Man Homecoming, based off of the new movie. So we're gonna take and we're gonna see what we've got in here. I have taken a look. Funko, as soon as and I'm gonna tell you this at most likely the damage of any future viewers. As soon as they close and you are no longer able to get the box, the next day Funko has their own official unboxings of these. I end up watching those because I don't mind being spoiled, but I also want to do my own unboxing because I've got my own different slant and flavor of things. They're always super positive about everything, and sometimes I might not be. Usually I am because I am a big Funko fan. You saw my apartment. No. But we're gonna take and let's find out. Let's see what we got in here. It's literally been sitting on my couch, so I haven't even unsealed the tape. It's got the homemade suit Spidey on the top. It's got that. Sides just have more of a collector core logo. That's the exact same logo on the other side. The other one has my apartment number on it, so I don't want to show that. The back just has like the regulatory things that they've got to have on there. But let's go with what we got in here. So we start out with, and these are in every single Funko box: Collector Core, Smuggler's Bounty, Disney Treasures, Disney Treasures, Legion of Collectors, which is the DC one. I apologize, I don't do the DC one. I don't have enough affinity with DC. I've always been a Marvel guy. But there comes with a pin and a patch. The pin this month is the Spidey hologram. You saw if you watched Captain America Civil War, at the very end in the post-credit scene, you see Peter sitting in his room messing around with the tech that Tony has given him, and he projects this Spider-Man face, a little round Spider-Man face, up on, I believe it was a ceiling, along with some other things. And this is... There's no good light, because it is dark. But it's basically a version of that hologram, of that image. I apologize. This is kind of the best lighting without weirdly backlit and dead wood. And then we get the patch, which hopefully this will be a little more visible on the camera. Which has, again, Michael Keaton's character, the Vulture. It's kind of like a flight helmet, a flight jacket, and then the wings. I'm assuming are probably going to be based akin to Falcon's wings, except like they're a prototype of the wings that Falcon uses in the rest of the MCU. That's what I would guess. Then we have, and you can see this from right up here. You can see that the next box is the first appearance Avengers, and you have an information card with the first appearance Avengers information. The back has all of the information about what's in the box. I'm not going to show you that because we're unboxing it. I'm going to take the box and put it on the floor where I've got like all the other pops I was showing you earlier, so that I don't have to maneuver around the box. So all the collector core, and I think that the DC Legion of Collectors all come with a comic book with an exclusive cover. This month's is Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1 with the Marvel Collector Core cover, and see that it is a movie version of Spidey in pop form, facing off against the back of the movie version of Vulture. Again, looking very pop style, very much like the pop that I showed you earlier. Now, most Funko boxes come with a item of apparel. I know that Smuggler's Bounty does. From the last month, wristbands, which the controversy there, but whatever. I know Collector Corps does. I know Smuggler's Bounty does. I know Legion of Collectors does. But we have yet to see a apparel item in the Disney Treasures one. I suspect that may have to do with something with the licensing and probably the merchandise approval process that they have to go through with Disney. Granted, Marvel and and Star Wars are also Disney properties, but I don't think that they're as um, finicky about the merchandising there, because Disney does have their theme parks. They are a little more picky, let's say, when it comes to apparel and other merchandise. The pops and those are probably a little easier for them to approve merchandising. But this one's kind of cool. It harkens back. It's from the movie, but also to me harkens back to when they did the X-Men box and they had the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters T-shirt, which I'm not wearing. I am wearing Deadpool. I got my right. But it is a Midtown School of Science and Technology shirt, and you've got the established 1962. If I recall correctly, 62 is the year that Spider-Man was introduced. Could be wrong. I think I'm right. And I think that's the reason why. Then I'm gonna take and pull last stow because some of these I got what I wanted. So this one, they originally in the original Smuggler's Bound or original Collector Corps, which was the first Powered by Funko box that they did. They were originally going to be doing they originally said that they were going to take, and there was going to be some element of surprise in there in each one. And sometimes it was the shirt, and they'd have different versions of the shirt. But then there's been several where there's been no variants, no change up of things, nowhere that, like the Ant-Man, when there were 4 different mystery minis that you could get. But they haven't done that for a while, and I kind of missed that. That will come later. That's well, I'm not going to give you the big thing as the finale because I'm going to do the thing that they've been showing off. As you can see on the Funko website over here, they don't have anything right now. And I think they're finally beginning to get away from that. But they've been taking, and with each one of their boxes, they show off a pop. We'll get into some of those as we do kind of the outro. They kind of show off one of the pops that's coming up in the box, so that they're like, "Hey, you should get this box because you're gonna want this pop." And sometimes they've flat out said that this is what's gonna be in there, and sometimes they just hint at it. With this one, they took and had this image on the site, and I assumed that it was going to be this one. I am stoked that I was correct. It is Spidey. May not be able to see it, but if you look, you can see it's Spidey. Reason why his arms are out is that he's got his web wings. It's even better. Sorry, I'm blocking part of his head. If you remember from the Spider-Man trailer, when he's jumping off of the Washington Monument and going over that helicopter, he spreads his arms out. And right in here, there's kind of the web wings. And it's kind of a classic of the comic book. Kind of getting a little hang gliding ability so he can maybe a little distance before he can so if there's not something immediately they can get his webs onto, he have a little bit of hang time that might be a little longer than just a dude in a suit. I kind of dig it. I like the way that they did. There's a nice texture behind it, so it looks like webbing. Beyond just the couple of black lines. So that's pretty cool. But again, the reason why I went with that one before the last thing is that was kind of announced, and as you can see, with the upcoming the first appearance of Avengers, they don't say anything. And I'm kind of stoked that they're not saying anything. I prefer to have just a complete surprise about it. We know one of the pop. No matter what, there's a pop in each one of these boxes. We don't know, however, what pop necessarily. We don't know if there's more than one or if there is just one. Now, Again, this is not the big finale. The big thing would be the pop is that Spider-Man. But then we do have a couple of other items in here. We do have a couple of mystery minis. There were 4 that you could get. There's a crouching Spider-Man. There's Shocker, who is another villain. He's an associate of the Vulture uh, in Spider-Man Homecoming. And then there are the 2 that I got. So, ones I got are... These are Funko Mystery Minis. I don't know if they've got a line of these that are coming out associated with this, but I suspect that they do, or something. I know they've got a line of pint-sized heroes. This is the Spider-Gwen line that are 3 packs from Homecoming. Pick up of those. And these guys are just like with the Pops, they're bobbleheads. And this is of course, the Spidey in the homemade suit, which I really dig. Because I like the homemade suit. I think it's great. And then the other one that I got, and if you know anything about the movie and what I've said about which ones these were, it should be no surprise as to who this next one is, who's in this next box. It is Vulture, Michael Keaton's character. I think that this movie's kind of the one of the great. I think this movie is going to be great. I've heard there's been a lot of good things in the reviews. So far, I'm looking forward to it. I will be wearing my my Midtown School of Science and Technology T-shirt when I go see it. So that, as they say, is that. You can take, and if you are interested in the first Avengers, in the first appearance Avengers box, don't expect there to be a Thor one. Even though, as you can see, Thor is on the box. Don't expect the pop to be a Thor, because this one is the August box, and then the following one is going to be in October, and Thor Ragnarok comes out in November, and usually, unless they've got some reason to not do it, Funko takes and releases their next box to be tied in with whatever movie. If the timing is right, they tie it in with the upcoming movies. So I expect that the October box will be Thor Ragnarok. I would be surprised if it isn't. It will probably, I would say probably, because they do tend to try and have a little bit of a Halloweeny theme to their October ones. Will probably end up, fingers crossed, with a death or a hell pop in there, since she plays those 2 female characters play a role in Ragnarok. We know that from the trailers. This isn't a spoiler. Now, also between now and then, I am going to San Diego Comic-Con. That's coming up way sooner than I think it would than my brain wants to comprehend. I will be popping up. I'm currently, if you're watching this on YouTube, I am currently broadcasting this on. I am live broadcasting this on Twitch, and I will try and do some recaps if I see anything particularly interesting. While I'm there, I am also going to be on the bulk of Friday. Going to be hanging out in line for Saturday Hall H. Trying to get so that I can get in there for Saturday, which is always big movie. I may do some live streaming from my phone then. along with my compatriots that I met in line last year. Trying to think of what else there is to look at. Yeah, I think that's really going to be it. So next up, as a guaranteed one, this will probably be end up being after Comic-Con. Will be the Smuggler's Bounty. Which we know one of the pops that's in there. It's been spoiled, but fortunately they're not putting it on the main page. So there is that. Likely in the vicinity, I will be doing this one, the Disney Treasures Tiny Town. I don't personally get it, but my mother does, and she lets me do unboxings of them because she knows that you, the public, enjoy watching them. I do go a little bit more in depth on those because I am a bit of a Disney nerd. So there is that. Again, the next guaranteed one is going to be the Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty. And before or after, we will probably be doing the Tiny Town. I suspect, based on past history with this, that as you can see, there's the flying Tinkerbell pop. That'll probably be in the Tiny Town box, just because it fits. And they've never done a flying pop of Tink, so I think that that's not just showing as an example. I think that's one that's actually going to be. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you come back. Please, if you're watching me on Twitch and you're new, please feel free to hit the follow button. If you're watching over on YouTube, I do broadcast these on my Twitch channel, so feel free to go over to Twitch and and follow me over there, and then you'll know when I go live, and you can come over, take a look, and if all you care about is my unboxings, you can see, oh, there, he's got the unboxing in the title, I'm going to go watch, or not. I also do broadcast video games, and that sort of. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe to my channel, like the video, all the usual stuff that everybody asks you to do. So take care, have a good day, take care.